All right, we're now live on the on YouTube. For the record, today is June 29th, 8:30 in the morning. This is the calendar for felony preliminary hearings. My name is Brad Gardner. I'm going to be presiding over this calendar here today. I'm going to call the calendar, and when you hear the case call, please make the appropriate announcement or make your announcement. Position 1 is State of Georgia versus Tariq Abdusabor.
The state's ready. And Judge, he's part of multi co-defendants that are on this calendar.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Abdusabor. He doesn't have an attorney.
Okay. And how many potential defendants are in this case?
Let's see, Ms. Davis, do you have the total number, or because there's quite a few. Let me see. We have Deontay Guffey,
4, 5.
Frederick Freeman, Javen Hill, Jalen Jones,
Justin Lane.
Yeah, Justin Lane, Bo Mosley, James Thomas, Jamorian White, and Alfonso Woods.
And out of that group, we have no attorney for 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. There's no attorney for 4.
Good evening, Your Honor. I'm Attorney Pink. I'm coming in a little late.
We just started, sir. Who do you represent?
Ms. Lentz.
Lentz.
Shaniqua Lentz.
Okay.
Okay, we just got started.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yes, we'll get to you in a moment. So we have 4 defendants that are not represented. And Ms. Davis, I'm going to ask you to, as I go through the calendar, to just keep me aware of those individuals who are not represented.
Will do, Your Honor.
Thank you. And I'm going to offline seek your advice, Ms. Freeman, as it relates to what your office intends to do, because I know it places your office as at a disadvantage. And I'm trying to be more measured in what I do, but I do not like that.
Okay.
All right. Position number 5, State of Georgia versus it looks like Angela Byfield Smith.
Judge, the last time that case is on the calendar, I reduced it to a misdemeanor. So I'm not sure why it's still showing on this one.
So just misdemeanor stalking?
A misdemeanor violation of TPO.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that should get sent over to misdemeanor.
Yes, it should have already been sent, Judge. I did that a little while ago.
Okay.
So,
And I'll come back later and ask about that process, and I'll probably be offline also.
Okay.
Position 6 is State of Georgia versus Quatavius Carter.
The state's ready, and there's a co-defendant, Herberto Gomez, who's a juvenile.
Okay.
And that's my case, Sean. I anticipate that's gonna be a hearing.
Okay.
And Judge, I don't see the detention center on yet.
No.
They were sent the link, Cheryl.
Okay,
And his attorney as well, Ms. Freeman. I think it's Mr. Schoolcraft.
that's right. I believe Gomez is represented by Mr. Schoolcraft.
My understanding, and I don't know if this goes for preliminary hearings also, but my understanding now is as of, I think, last month, DJJ is no longer doing the hearings from their facility, that they're requiring the sheriff's department to bring the juvenile over for a preliminary hearing. But I see there's a second camera coming on, so maybe that's for Mr. Gomez. And they keep going on and off. But if that second camera is for Mr. Gomez, then maybe that should be the first matter that we deal with if it's going to be a hearing also. But we don't have Mr. Schoolcraft here, so we'll have to try to figure it out. Position number 9 is State of Georgia versus Donald Jerome Davis.
State's ready.
And I think that's gonna be a bond, Your Honor, from the looks of it.
Okay. A consent bond?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And Jabari, do you need to still speak to him, or you want me to go ahead and send the paperwork?
I will confirm this morning and I'll update you after I speak with Mr. Davis.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Position 12, State of Georgia versus Frederick Freeman.
The state's ready.
Your Honor, this is part of the multiple co-defendant case. My client wants a hearing.
Okay. Position 16, State of Georgia versus Kennedy Gabriel.
The
Or
state's
Kenny
ready.
Gabriel, sorry.
The state's ready.
That'll be a hearing.
Position 18, State of Georgia versus Herberto Gomez. And I understand
State's
that,
ready.
thank you. I understand that they have him over at the jail, but we don't have Mr. Schoolcraft. Miss Mary, would you try to make an effort to contact Mr. Schoolcraft and let him know that he has a client here today?
Yeah, as soon as we finish the calendar.
Thank you. Position
And Ms.
21.
Mary and Judge, I just got a text from Attorney Brandon Lewis. He believes he may have somebody on the calendar. He wasn't sure, and asked Ms. Mary if you can send him the link. He's actually in Gwinnett County in person prelim.
All right, I'll send it right now, sure.
All right, thank you.
Position 21, State of Georgia versus Deontay Devin Guffey.
The state's ready, and that's part of that multi-co-defendant case.
Thank
And no
you.
attorney is assigned to him.
Thank you. Position 25, State of Georgia versus Javen Malik Hill.
The state's ready, and he's part of that multi-co-defendant case.
Thank you.
Bill Matos is assigned to him.
Okay, thank you. Position 29, State of Georgia versus Jalen Jones. And that's the
He's ready, and he's part of, yes, he's part of that multi-co-defendant case.
and he does not have a lawyer.
No, he doesn't. Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
And Judge, also going back to Kenny Gabriel, I know Ms. Pleasant announced hearing. I just got a message from a legal assistant indicated that the officer who was on that case was in a car accident over the weekend. And given the medication she's on, that she's unable to testify this morning.
Okay.
And so if we can't get it resolved, I would ask that it be rescheduled.
Okay. And I'll take that up, Ms. Pleasant, at the appropriate time. But if the officer is not competent to testify, that's going to be an issue.
I'm clear, Judge, but this was continued previously because of the officer, so I
And it
would have
was,
to look at
Judge.
that.
Okay. Well, before I make any determination, I'll allow you and Ms. Freeman to speak about what may be appropriate given the circumstance.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Position 33, State of Georgia versus Gregory Jordan.
Judge, we are ready on some of the charges. There, I think there are 2 charges with Officer Israel, who is in training through July 1st. But we do have the other officers on that case.
So, Your Honor, I would request a dismissal on Officer Israel's charges and a hearing on the remaining charges.
Okay.
This case has also been previously continued.
Okay.
And it has, Judge. Mhm.
Okay. And we'll address it, Ms. Pleasant. But it seems like he has a number of charges that are similar. And theoretically, if I dismiss the one for Officer Israel, looks like Officer Johnson has the bulk of the charges. So I could dismiss it and state can just indict it.
That's true, Judge, but rather than bifurcate it and continue portions of it, we
I
can have the
understand.
hearing on the ones we have, and then they can decide what they want to do later on.
I understand. And Ms. Freeman, just so you know, as I'm looking at it, assuming that these other charges are bound over, it may be a more prudent or efficient to dismiss that the charge with Officer Israel, and then the state can pick it up as it deems, assuming the other charges are bound over. When the state indicts, and just add that charge back.
Right, I understand.
Position 44, State of Georgia versus Justin Lane.
The state's ready. He's part of that multi-co-defendant case.
Okay.
I see Justin Hill assigned to him, Attorney Justin Hill.
Justin Hill. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I don't see a Justin Hill. Position 48, State of Georgia versus Shaquanique Lentz.
The state's ready.
And I'm sorry, Mr. Pink, you are breaking up. Is that your
I
case?
am ready for that, Judge. I would like to speak. Yes, Your Honor.
And Attorney Pink, I did send you a message in the chat if you're able to look at that.
Okay, I'll look at it here briefly.
And I'm going to mark it, Mr. Pink, as a pretrial with state.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Thank you. Position 49 is State of Georgia versus Michael Santez Martin.
The state's ready.
That'll be a hearing, Your Honor.
Thank you. Position 54, State of Georgia versus Ricky Lee McClellan.
State's ready.
And I anticipate that'll be a waiver of some sort, yeah.
Okay. State of Georgia versus Bo Allen Mosley.
The state's ready. He's part of that multi-co-defendant case.
Thank you.
Attorney Kerry Thompson, represent him. Kerry Thompson.
Terry Thompson.
Kerry with a K, K-E-R-I.
Okay, Carrie. Position 65, State of Georgia versus Andrew Jacob Powell.
State's ready.
Yeah, that may be a continuance. I need to double check my things.
Okay. Position 68, State of Georgia versus Freddie Jerome Robertson.
State's ready.
Good morning, Judge Gardner. I need to pre-try that with my client. I anticipate it is going to be a waiver though.
Okay. Position 69, State of Georgia versus Henriquez Romero.
The state's ready.
Romero, sorry.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Romero again. I need to pre-try that with my client.
Okay, and is Mr. Romero the person that's gonna need Miss Bermudez services?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Position 76, State of Georgia versus James Thomas.
The state's ready, and he's part of that multi-co-defendant case.
And he's assigned to Brandon Lewis.
Okay,
Judge Brandon Lewis said that he's in Gwinnett doing a prelim and he'll zoom in as soon as he gets done.
okay, thank you, Mr. Tolles. Position 80, State of Georgia versus Gary Morris Thompson.
State's ready.
Rhonda Hill for Mr. Thompson. I also need to pre-try that with Mr. Thompson. If we can't get anything resolved, though, it will be a hearing.
Position 83, State of Georgia versus Jamorian Keyshawn White.
The state's ready, and he's part of the multi-co-defendant case.
Thank you.
No attorney is assigned.
Okay. Position 87, State of Georgia versus Therese Tianta Williams.
State's ready.
Mr. Williams has Stanley Schoolcraft, I'm sorry. Stanley Schoolcraft is assigned to Mr. Williams.
Okay. Position 90, State of Georgia versus Alfonso Woods.
Judge,
State's ready.
Judge, Mr. Woods is on that multi-co-defendant case. Judge, what I was told was that the sheriff's department pretty much charged everybody on the floor in that case. So I don't know if there could be some kind of review to really kind of see, who really was involved and who wasn't, because I don't think the entire floor could be involved in something. And maybe we can get this case moving forward.
Attorney Toles, are you representing Mr. Woods?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay. Position 94, State of Georgia versus Zalea or Izul Zalea.
The state's ready.
Probably gonna be a hearing, y'all.
Okay.
And Judge Attorney Pink and I have reached a consent bond regarding defendant Lenz. So I'll be getting that paperwork to him shortly.
Okay, thank you.
And I know he had asked me before in the chat if he needed to stay on. I didn't think he did, but I was waiting for Your Honor to let him know if he needed to stay on.
Miss Mary,
I do need him to send me an entry of appearance.
that was going to be my question. Mr. Pink,
Yes, Your Honor.
I need you to send an entry of appearance to my judicial assistant, Miss Mary Moultrie, and she'll place her email in the link. I'm sorry, in the chat, and you'll be able to see it. And Miss Freeman is going to prepare paperwork and send it to you. And I'm going to need you to return that paperwork by 2 o'clock today so that we can sign the order. And with that being said, you can be released. But first thing I need you to do is send your entry of appearance to Miss Moultrie.
I'll do that, Your Honor. I just filed it. I'm still at the court in Clayton County as we speak. And I have a copy of it with me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
May I be excused now at this time?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so that completes the call of the calendar on my end. Is there anyone expected to hear their case called and their case was not called? I am going to, and let me ask this question. I understand that Ms. Hill, you need to speak to your client and you're going to need the services of the interpreter. Would there be an issue of my placing Ms. Bermudez in the breakout room with the jail with the other individuals? And by individuals, I mean Ms. Pleasant, Ms. Davis, Mr. Hill. I'm sorry, Ms. Rogers.
No, there would be no problem with that, Judge Gardner.
Okay. All right. So
I need to speak to Ms. Freeman before I go into the jail, please, about Mr. Gabriel.
okay. So I'm going to place Ms. Freeman in breakout room 1 with Ms. Pleasant, and then I'm going to place Ms. Bermudez, Ms. Hill, Ms. Davis, and Mr. Rogers in breakout room number 2 with the jail. And yes,
This is the jail. What we was wanting to ask those multi inmates that has the case, Or all of them going to be tried at the same time during the hearing or separate? Because we have them separate down here in the cells.
Well, it appears that four, if that's my understanding of the number, four of them do not have lawyers. So they're
Yes, sir.
going to have to get sent back.
Yes, sir.
Two, we have Mr. Lewis and a Miss Thompson that we're going to have to try to get a hold of their lawyers. Well, Mr. Lewis are waiting as he's in Gwinnett. Miss Thompson and Mr. Schoolcraft, we're going to have to try to reach out to them to see where they are.
I think Ms. Fowler, what they wanted to know, if we do a hearing, are we doing them together or separate? And I think, Ms. Fowler, if we do a hearing, I think the ones that do have attorneys will be doing them together.
Yes.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank you. We just
You're
need to
welcome.
get another deputy here. Thank you.
Okay.
You're
Thank
welcome.
Let's see. I'm assigning the rooms now. Unfortunately, I see 2 Clayton County Jail. Hold on one second.
The other one is for juvenile, sir.
Right. I'm gonna rename that one right now so that I don't get it confused. Okay.
Judge Gardner, we're still on